So many times we lump young adults together and we assume that all young adults are saying the same thing. But there is such a wide variety, even in the Mennonite church. But I think one thing that's kind of an underlying theme is that we want honesty and we want something that's real. And we want a place that's open to discussing new ideas and at least exploring that and kind of digging beneath the surface and trying to figure out what is this all about and what is relevant, what isn't, especially within Christianity.
Vulnerability, accountability, and practicality are the three things I've seen in our community that we've really stressed as really important to what we need to see.
Those are real questions that I've asked. Is it a place where I can be vulnerable? Is the church a place, because there's very few places in this world where we can actually be vulnerable and receive grace. Okay, so is the church a place where I can receive real grace, where I can bare my soul, who I really am to my deep down, wherever, and I will receive grace, always. So that's the number one question for me as a young person. And will I receive accountability? I think a lot of people in our generation need accountability, but they don't know they need it. They've been trained by their society and by our times to say, I don't need to be accountable to nobody. So is there a way that we as a church can make accountability relevant to young people or attractive to young people? Because we all need it to get through this life in one piece, or in good shape at least, at the end. Okay, and the practicality too, is the Christian life something that can actually work? We've all heard great stories about wonderful Christian people who got to the end of their life and they said, oh, praise God, I did a good job. I ran the race and I finished well. And so I think if people in our generation have heard those stories, that some of them might be wondering, are these fables, or is this something that I can actually become too? Can I get to the end of my race and feel like I finished well? So I think those are very good points, and I appreciated that.
I think we did set a precedent in some places with being vulnerable first, modeling that vulnerability, and allowing people to say, okay, well, this space can be safe because someone else is taking the initiative to be preemptively vulnerable. So I hope through those examples we were able to do that, or at least through our conversations raise awareness that it is important to talk about things that are very real and personal to people in a church setting. And if the church cannot be a place to do that, where else can we find that? Or, shouldn't the church be a place where we can talk about who we really are and what we bring, and the questions we have, the struggles we have?